Hi kids, this is video 2 of a two-part video series, April Showers Bring May Flowers, using line plots to analyze data. In our first video, we looked at information about a reading contest. We took our information and we put it into a line plot. And this is our line plot that we came up with. We used a tally chart, and then we used the tally marks to make a line plot. Today, you're going to organize more data yourself. And the title of it is April Showers Bring May Flowers. In the next slide, the rainfall amounts for the month of April have been recorded for each day that it rained. You're going to organize the data from the chart in the next slide in a tally chart, and then use the organized data to create a line plot. Remember, label your line plot. And after you've created the line plot, you need to make at least 2 observations about your data. Here is the chart you will use. It shows the month, shows the amount of rain. In making your tally chart and your line plot, you'll see here that we have eighths and we have fourths. For you, it would be easier on your line plot to turn your fractions into equivalent fractions. You can easily do that by finding equivalent fractions between eighths and fourths. For example, 2/4 equals 4/8. Now, take some time with your paper and pencil, pause your video, and organize your data into a tally chart. Begin your video again when you are ready to continue. You'll be making a tally chart using your data from the previous slide. Decide how to organize it. What common denominator can you find between fourths and eighths? Once you've decided this, you will turn your fractions into equivalent fractions. Here is the tally chart that we came up with to use. 0 inches, 1/8 of an inch, 2/8 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, 4/8 of an inch, 5/8 of an inch, 6/8 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch, and 1 inch. Now that you've gathered your data into your tally chart, let's see if our tally charts look alike. From our chart, we had 10 days with 0 inches of rain, 1 day with 1/8 of an inch, 2 with 2/8 of an inch, 6 with 3/8 of an inch, 3 with 4/8 of an inch. There were no days with 5/8, 2 with 6/8, 5 with 7/8, and 1 that had 1 inch. Now, take your information from your tally chart and organize it into a line plot. Remember to label your line plot. Here are the measurements you can use to draw your line plot. Once it's done, organize your data and mark your line plot. Pause your video while you and your family work on this. Begin the video again to look at the next slide to see if your line plot matches mine. Now that you have organized your data into a line plot, here is what it should look like. Above 0, you should have had 10 X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Above 1/8, we should have 1 X. Above 2/8, we should have 2 X's. 1, 2. Above 3/8, we should have 6 X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Above 4/8, we should have 3 X's. 1, 2, 3. Look, on 5/8 we have no tally marks. So above 5/8 on our video, we have no X's. Above 6/8 we have 2 tally marks. So we have 2 X's. 1, 2. Above 7/8 we have 5 tally marks. So we will have 5 X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then above 1 inch, we have 1 X. So look at your tally chart and look at your line plot. See if you gave it a title. Our title is Rainfall Totals for April. See if you made your tally chart and labeled it with the measurements. And if you labeled your data, we labeled ours inches of rainfall. And if you put the appropriate number of tally marks above each of your measurements. Now, you can use this information for you and your family to discuss some of the rainfall in April. Here are some of the questions you can use. Using your line plot, answer the following questions with your family. How many days did it rain 1/4 of an inch? Remember, each X equals 1 day. And the equivalent to 1/4 is the fraction 2/8. How did you know how many days that it rained 1/4 of an inch? Another question is, what amount of rain happened less frequently? In other words, what day got the least amount of rain? Why are there no tally marks on the fraction 5/8? How much rain fell for each increment in your chart? So looking at your chart, figure out for each day how much rain was on that particular measurement. For example, if we looked at 1, we would say on one day there was 1 inch of rain. Then 5 days got 7/8 of an inch. So we would add those. Add each one of those days together to see how much rain there was. Once you have your figures, use that to see exactly how much rain fell during the month of April. Once you've done all this, which type of data did you find it the easiest to use? Was it the chart that had all of the actual numbers for 30 days? Was it the tally chart where you tracked your data? Or was it the line plot where you used your data and turned it into a chart or a line plot for you to be able to read from? So hopefully this helped you a little bit about how to read charts and data on charts, how to turn them into tally charts, and to use those tally charts to make a line plot. Hope you have a great day.